And welcome back to the show. Food Bank for New York City has been working to end food poverty in the 5 boroughs for over 36 years. Now, in addition to their services, the organization has also been one of the single largest volunteer income tax assistance programs providers, I should say, in the city as well as in the nation. And we're pleased to have joining us here on the show the Vice President of Programs for Food Bank for New York City. We got Zac Hall with us. And Zac, thank you for being with us.
Pleasure to have you, Darren. Thank you so much.
You know, from the outset, somebody hears food bank, okay, we understand food, but then you turn around and you say income tax, and they're like, food, income tax, assistance, making the correlation. So talk to us about why you feel that this combination is so important.
Well, absolutely. So appreciate you spotlighting that. Food Bank for New York City, our core business is getting food to hungry people across the city. But we know if you're having an issue of affording food, you're probably having an issue affording other things as well. So we have other programs and services designed to put money back in people's pockets. And that's where our tax program comes in, making sure we can save folks money on their refunds, but then also maximizing their refund to put the money back in families' pockets. Yeah. So that they can put food on the table, pay rent, pay bills, save money, etc.
Yeah. So you have the volunteer income tax program. And so talk to us about how they can who qualifies, first of all, for this volunteer assistance.
Absolutely. So, New Yorkers, we qualify families who make $60,000 or less in 2021. So last calendar year. We have locations across the city. We can talk a little bit about how that works, but as long as you're, a resident of the city and able to document your verify eligibility, we're able to certainly assist you in getting your taxes done for free.
And when we talk about taxes being done for free, that's a help to so many people. Talk to us about the amount of people that you're seeing taking advantage of the program. What kind of numbers are you seeing?
Absolutely. So this is our 20th year of operating our tax program. We've served over 800,000 filers in those 20 years, producing about 1.3 billion with a B dollars in refunds and saving filers an estimated $190 million in tax preparation fees. So we've been doing this at scale for quite a while. In a given year, we serve probably around 20,000 filers is what we're expecting this filing season. And really making sure we can maximize refunds. And we're estimating we should probably, out of those 20,000 filers, create about $36 million in refunds.
So you have these people who come to file, but I know that part of the work that you're able to do is through the hands of volunteers. How many volunteers do you have helping you to be able to do this? Because without them, of course, this doesn't happen.
Absolutely. Thank you for highlighting those folks, because it is a generous time investment in our program. We have about 250 volunteers and some more staff that we leverage across the city to produce all this free tax assistance. So it's tens of thousands of hours of support from volunteers. We saw a huge uptick in volunteering last tax season when we were remote and COVID was still a real presence in the city, and we allowed folks to volunteer remotely. So folks were able to stay at home or on their lunch break or wherever it was and provide some hours of volunteer service securely, safely, through the power of the internet, all supported by our trained staff that we have, 40 to 50 years of experience doing this on the team.
Yeah. And you've also got, as part of the tax filing process, that child tax credit. Somewhat complex, but there are some things that filers do need to know, correct?
Absolutely. So child tax credit was a huge uptick this year, passed with the American Rescue Plan, allowed for anybody with a dependent child, even if they earn zero income in 2021, they're able to get that advanced child tax credit, which was half of the year's credit in the form of a check that starting in July through December. Those checks stopped in January, but folks can still get the remaining balance of that credit by filing their taxes. That's a critical component now. So if you have a dependent child in the house or more than one, file your taxes. If you didn't qualify or meet the IRS threshold for filing your taxes before, file your taxes. It's the most important thing you can do. We can help you do that for free. If you haven't done your taxes in a few years, file your taxes, because you could be leaving money on the table if you don't. And then the IRS will provide the remaining balance of that advanced child tax credit in the form of a tax refund.
Yeah, I was looking at some statistics that you have, and it's pretty interesting demographic. 65% of your filers last year were women, 40% African American, 40% Hispanic and Latino, and 21% of those actually just speak Spanish solely. And 40% are aged 60 and older. Any surprise in the numbers that you were seeing?
No, not really. That's kind of the typical demographic of the filer of the clients we serve across the board with our SNAP program, getting folks connected to food stamp benefits and other benefits and services across the city that we serve. But I've got a mom and I've got a wife, and women get the job done. So we see women come into our tax services in higher amounts than men. And we have our goal really is to provide access. So we have lots of dozens of organizations across the city who we partner with in areas that may be underserved by financial services, and certainly where there may be predatory tax services out there. And we make sure we're in those pockets and serving the community and getting folks connected to this valuable and free service.
Yeah. And for the average time or wait for a person to be able to come on in and do this, what's the time frame from the time they walk in the door to walking out of the door?
Well, we have a multitude of services. So you're talking about our in-person appointment-based services. Those are about an hour. We also have, if folks can't find, we have at least one in-person location per borough. But then we also have drop-off locations where folks can submit their tax documentations. It's reviewed, scanned into our secure server, and then we have volunteers and staff off-site prepare those over the internet and file those on behalf of those folks. We have dozens of those locations across the city, and that typical appointment is maybe 10 or 15 minutes to submit your documents there. And then it'd be probably about a week to maybe 10 days if it's get really busy for that full filing to be completed.
Amazing. And for people who want more information in terms of taking advantage of this opportunity, how do they go about doing that?
Absolutely. You can visit our website. It's the best way to make an appointment, look at all of the other locations across the city. We also have locations in which you can take charge and file yourself with the assistance of a tax expert on site. But folks can visit foodbanknyc.org/tax help.
Much needed information there. And what's the deadline? Is there a deadline in terms of trying to get in touch with you guys for this?
Absolutely. The filing deadline this year is April 18th. And that's a deadline if you owe money. If you may expect to not owe or even receive a refund, there is some time after that deadline that you're able to file. And we would expect to have some level of services after that April 18th deadline, but not as the same scale, because some partners aren't able to operate. But don't delay. File and make an appointment as soon as possible. The best plan is to get your taxes completed by April 18th.
All right, Zac, much needed information there. Thank you for the help that you're doing. You said over $1 billion people have actually been able to receive in refunds through these volunteers. And I think that's amazing, because you never know just how many people actually need a helping hand. So thank you for all the great work.
Absolutely, Darren. Appreciate you and BronxNet for shining a light on this important service. And go file your taxes, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yeah, very important. Please file your taxes. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, Zac Hall, thank you so much for being with us. And we'll let you know if you want more information, don't hesitate to visit their website at foodbanknyc.org. And then, of course, you can follow them on social media at foodbank4nyc.